Hi, my name is Paul Marsh, and I want to talk to you today about this little GameDevHQ Filebase game jam session that I'm working on, and I have worked on. And the idea is this unconventional weapons. And my take on that is that I'm creating a shopping delivery cannon. So let's just play the game. Let's see what it's like. So the idea here is you have some folks and they want some groceries, and if you have the right grocery in your supermarket, then you can fire that to them at a safe distance. And if you have the wrong item and they want something else, then you have to reject it. So that probably makes a little bit more sense if I play the game. So into level 1, these are the groceries I need to deliver. Right, here's our folks. Wave to the crowd, everyone. So we want some toilet paper. I can see this fireman here, he wants some toilet paper. So we can fire that off to him. He wants a turkey, yeah. The little man over there wants a turkey. Oh, I didn't quite get that right. So now I lose a rating. My customer rating's gone down, and I can fire that cake over to him. Salad bowl, let's see if I can get the salad bowl up to him this time. Yes. So we're straight into level 2. Now the belt is going to get a bit quicker now. So avocado. So it's flashing there, telling me no one wants avocado. So I have to reject it. Salad bowl. Toilet paper. Pizza. Turkey. Oh, avocado. So now I'm only on 1 customer rating now. If I get down to 0, then it's game over for me. Toilet paper. No. So it's the end of the game. And that's basically the idea of it. So what does this consist of? Well, if we just actually have a quick look at the screen while we're in this mode, what we have here is we have our stock items that are slowly coming down, and then the stock item goes onto the little belt that comes along. Little scanner beeps, the food comes into here. If it's a wrong food, then you can press the reject button. And if we play it again, just come back into here, you'll see that each person has what I've termed a desire bubble. So there's little desire bubbles here, and you can see that the pizza isn't there. So the button will now flash to tell me to reject it. So I can reject that, and there we go. And then we can just fire these things whenever they come onto here. So now I can fire, and that's going to miss. It's going to go into the bin there, and I lose a life. So just watch that again. So I'm going to fire the cake, and the little stars on the right hand side, they go down and it goes into the bin. And just get rid of that. So there we go, that's the kind of basis of the game. So what does that actually look like? So if we go to our main scene, so there's a sort of scenario there. I've got a big kind of UI backdrop there. I'll kind of ignore that for the moment. Now what I've done is some of these 3D objects actually form part of the UI. They're sort of floating in space, but actually when the scene camera is on, so if I just come in here and disable the UI completely, bring it game mode, so we can see here, he says, and somehow I've disabled the whole of the UI. That's not what I wanted to do. So let's just come back in here, disable the canvas. That's what I wanted to do. Right, so here we've got our exit signs, we've got our dollar bills, and we've got our employee rating. As you can see, these kind of look like they're on the UI, but in fact they're just sort of floating in space near the camera. So you can see that there's the ratings, and they just happen to be where the camera is. Because it's a fixed game, you're not moving around in 3D, you can kind of play this trick in order to get the UI in the correct places. You can see here we've got the little cashier belt, and that's just positioned there. Here we've got a sort of shelving unit type idea where the food stacks, and as it comes down, it'll come down, get to the bottom here, and it again enters onto the belt, then enters onto the cashier's next item. So that's the sort of main aspects of the UI. If we quickly delve into how this is all working. So we've got a little UI. The building here is basically just where the little people are put. And you can see here that each person has a little capture collider, and then they have a little area here, which is a desire bubble. So when the game's actually started, you'll see that little bubble. And you can see that here on the people. There's a little bubble there. So I could turn that on, turn the mesh render on, and you can see a little translucent bubble that appears. Each person is what I've termed a customer, and they have their little settings here, so they understand how to operate. Just got a load of scenery there, nothing special about that. Actual shop bit, that consists of the cashier counter and the trash and the cannon itself. The cannon's slightly interesting in this target thing, because it's not like an FPS where you're always sort of aiming to the middle. This thing moves around. So the way that works is it's actually hanging, this quad is hanging off the cannon. So if we look at that, it's actually a child of the cannon. So as the cannon moves, the little arrows move. And this little translucent target system that comes from Filebase as well, that is placed onto the quad. So hence you still get the transparentness of it, but you can position it in a 3D world rather than in the 2D UI world. Other than that, the cashier counter, this has just got some little logic in here where we can see basically things like the belt speed and the available stock that's on the belt. The available stock actually comes from the where's the stock script here. So these are all the different types of stock. So it'd be relatively easy to add new 3D objects into here, the food or the groceries in case of toilet paper. And then when the game starts and each level starts, then the available stock is calculated for each level. Okay. I don't think there's anything particularly interesting in that. Oh, the industrial switches. So we've got the little switch here, and this is the thing that you can press to reject items, and that flashes. And the way I did that is I just had a quick little light source pointing there, and that's enabled, and has a little animation to turn it off and on as a warning to say that you can actually press this button. Yeah. So yeah. Hopefully you can have a quick go and enjoy the short game that it is. I think there's room to extend it. I quite like the idea of having different people in different windows. Each customer does have a timer on it, so my initial idea was that they would kind of give up on you if you didn't deliver to them in time. But I haven't got around to doing that. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy it, and yeah, let me know what you think. Thanks.